We talk a lot here about spiritual injury and invalidation, but there's another subtle kind of invalidation that we haven't talked about before, and it can be especially dangerous. This is when someone creates some kind of doubt within you. There's always a hidden message behind doubt, something your instincts are trying to tell you. And in today's episode, we'll talk about what to do when these red flags show themselves and how to get out of doubt by looking for the hidden message within. So stay tuned.
What do you do when your dreams feel unreachable, your reality feels close to unbearable, and no matter how hard you work to shake things up, no matter how much time and effort you put into changing your life, you still feel deeply, painfully, and hopelessly stuck? What you need is alchemy. What is alchemy? Well, it's a process that changes or transforms something in a magical way. You can discover how to create this very practical form of magic in your own life, shifting your energy in a way that dissolves the obstacles in your path to literally bring success to you. My name is Rami, like Do Re Mi, and I'm a best-selling author. Knowing how to unlock this hidden power, how to take back your resilience so you can just move forward, is the battle cry of anyone who's been through one of life's crushing setbacks. Luckily, unlocking your hidden power is easier than it might seem. I have something that I think you'll enjoy, and you can get started with this very practical form of magic right here, right now. Simply click below.
Okay, let me jump off the screen here so I can see my laptop. Most of the time when we feel stuck, unable to move forward, it's because we have doubts about something. Sometimes we doubt our inner knowingness. Sometimes we doubt the choices we've already made because we aren't feeling any better about that choice and something is still nagging at us. Sometimes we doubt our intuition, and this is something I personally struggled with throughout a good part of my life. I thought I knew what was right for me, but then my mind would split and take sides, creating an overwhelming sense of conflict over what I actually wanted. And I've learned that many of you feel the same way because you've told me that you feel like you're in a fog or that you want to quieten down the mental war inside your head. And so sometimes it just feels easier not to choose at all and just get back to work as we ignore the situation. But will harboring doubt move us towards success, or will this block our success because the doubts are eating up all our energy? Well, if you aren't getting the success you want in full abundance, however you identify with success, and if you're wanting to tap into a greater knowingness and align with higher thought frequencies so that you can attract the success you're craving, then today's episode is for you. Maybe it's time to open up to your hidden power and create something unimaginable, something totally unreasonable, something that maybe even seems impossible to kick your whole life and all your success into high gear for whatever success means for you. And today I'm going to try and get you one step closer. As business owners, change makers, thought leaders, innovators, disruptors, or even if we haven't found the right fit in the world yet, whether we're talking about our relationships at home or at work, or when we're talking about our finances, sometimes we find that we're moving away from success. So, how do we overcome this? How can we find the clarity and courage we need to believe in ourselves and our own strengths so that we can unlock our hidden power? Well, it's time to be unabashedly, unapologetically, happily untethered to ego thinking. It's time to allow that soul connection instead, so we can broadcast our hidden power from the hilltops. Well, today's episode is for you if you wonder how to know when someone is invalidating you, how to spot someone else's hidden agenda, or how to stop obsessive thoughts. Yes, these episodes are about how to find your hidden power when you want to transform challenges into successes. I like to call it the audacity of alchemy. Because when you're feeling stuck, it's never the situation that has you stuck, it's your energy that's become stuck in anxiety, overwhelm, doubts, worries, frustrations, indecision, and often this is because of a spiritual injury that we've experienced, some kind of hidden trauma. So it isn't the pain of your situation, it's the pain of not being connected in the natural energy of who you really are, of being connected to that magical part of you that's a creative vibrational being who can use positive energies to create what you want and bring it into physical manifestation. Part of this process is to allow your manifestations to materialize and not get stuck in the negative vibrations that block them. These positive energies that we talk about so much are where you find the magic of alchemy. And using your hidden power means using these positive energies to effect transformation. Because if you're like me, then you're someone who has the audacity, the willingness to take bold risks and transform challenges into success. So let's talk about this idea of transformation and the audacity of alchemy, because your choice of frequency can change the course of your journey. Your choice of frequency can change the course of your journey. We often talk here about spiritual injury and invalidation. Invalidation happens when someone takes you down a notch by telling you either outright or through their actions that you don't matter. When it pierces you right to your core, I call this a spiritual injury because it feels like it shatters your soul. When somebody invalidates you by saying that you don't matter, or that they don't want you around, or they call you a liar, or they ghost you, or confront you in some nasty, ugly way that makes you feel really small and insignificant, it's pretty obvious you need to draw a line in the sand, right? But there's another, more subtle kind of invalidation that can be especially dangerous. You know those moments when you're zooming along in a relationship with a friend, a lover, a colleague, even an organization, everything's fine, and suddenly in creeps this little bit of doubt. And you tap your chin and you say, something's not right, but I can't quite put my finger on it. That's a red flag. Something inside of you senses a problem with the relationship. Some part of you can feel that there's a hidden behavior or a hidden agenda somewhere, even though you don't know exactly what it is or why you sense it. Your reaction to those feelings may be to push them aside. After all, you don't want to be suspicious or mistrustful, right? You were raised to be nice. The thing is, your instincts usually don't lie. I mean, why would they? They're your instincts, they work for you. And when those red flags start flying, that means your instincts are trying to tell you something. Maybe that someone is trying to control you. Maybe even that someone is lying. But before we go deeper into this idea of instincts and lying and the secret meaning behind the doubts when you feel them, while I'm thinking about it, if you already know that you're ready to dissolve life's obstacles that are on your path to success, if you already know that you're ready to be a creator, then you might be ready for this amazing new tool to get you moving into some better patterns and frequencies where success can find its way to you. It's called the Alchemy Matrix, and it's going to help you call back in your destiny. It's an interactive roadmap designed to help you solve problems, dissolve barriers, heal spiritual injuries, and bring in a lot of clarity so you can create a future that you'd like to see. Just a brief reminder that you can sign up to learn more about the Alchemy Matrix at successcircleworkshops.com, and I promise to tell you more about that in just a minute. So we're talking about doubts, and when you start feeling doubts, when you feel like there's a red flag, your reaction to those feelings may be to push them aside. But the thing is, your instincts don't lie. They're working for you. And when those red flags start flying, that means your instincts are trying to tell you something. Now, I'll be the first to admit, and you've heard me talk about this before, this sort of thing used to puzzle me for a long time, especially in my younger years. I didn't really think I had any instincts at all and felt like I was kind of stumbling through life without a clue. So at those times when doubt crept in, my first impulse was always to examine the situation a little further just to make sure that I wasn't the one being unfair or hasty or unreasonable, that I wasn't being rude. But someone along the way taught me to listen to that voice when it says something's not right. That little voice when it whispers or it nudges you or pokes you in the side and says something's just not right here. I learned that my instincts were in there all along, just waiting for me to pay some attention to them if I just knew how. And who knows how much pain I might have avoided had I skipped the obsessive introspection and listened to my instincts instead. Obsessive introspection. Can we talk about that for a second? Anytime we're in a situation that won't resolve, it won't reconcile, we tend to go into obsessive introspection. We obsessively try to make sense of something that simply won't reconcile. And why won't it reconcile? Well, because there's usually a lie underneath it all, something that's been hidden from you. A relationship that didn't work out? Well, someone lied about what they really wanted. Either they lied to you or they were lying to themselves. Or maybe you were lying to yourself about what you were willing to tolerate. A client that didn't work out. Maybe they lied about their values and they felt like you couldn't spot, and they felt like you could spot their regressions. They felt like you were onto them at some level. And again, this could be a situation that was hidden from you. And so, in a client relationship that just won't reconcile, sometimes it's because you don't have all the insights. Or maybe a contract that didn't work out. Maybe the objectives weren't clearly defined, or maybe there was someone behind the scenes that you didn't even know was there. Someone that was maybe even stabbing you in the back. And so that client didn't work out. You couldn't figure out why. And so you obsessively have introspection about these things. And what that means is that you're looking for what you did wrong, or how you can repair the situation, or that maybe there was something that you missed and secretly you felt like a failure. That's obsessive introspection. You're obsessively looking within you for how things could be different, but it won't reconcile. And it may never reconcile because there's some hidden agenda or something hidden there that you may never know about. So that's the thing about instincts. When you feel the doubts creep in, when you feel like red flags are being thrown down all over the field, it's time to stop. It's time to stop and tune in to your instincts. It's time to ask for clarity. It's time to redefine your objectives because your doubts have a secret message for you. They're there to help you. So don't ignore them. Take a step back and ask for clarity. So I have an exercise for you. I'd like you to think of a time recently when you felt doubt creep in, but you ignored your instincts. This could be something at work, could be something in your personal life. It could be marketing money that you were about to spend, or an investment that you were about to make, a group that you were about to join. It could be someone in your family. It could even be doubt that you experienced as you watched a reality TV show unfold. But in some area of your life, personal or professional, when have you recently felt a doubt creep in, but you ignored it? And as you reflect on that and looking back, do you wish you'd paid more attention? How did ignoring it affect you? Did it affect your decisions, your ability to earn money? Did it affect how you interacted with your clients or employees or vendors? Did it affect you pursuing your life purpose? I don't know if I ever told you about the guy that I dated back in my 20s. He was a fireman, a paramedic to be exact. And one day I happened to walk into an elevator and his dad was in there, and his dad was a neurosurgeon. And I felt his dad look me up and down as the elevator doors closed, and he leaned over and he quietly said to me, "You need to have your head examined for dating my son." And I kind of laughed it off, a neurosurgeon making a joke about me having my head examined for dating his son. And I totally ignored his comment. I just ignored it. And it turned out at the end of the day, his son was one of the biggest womanizers you could ever hope to meet. And not just a womanizer, but I later found out that he was answering ads for threesomes. He was writing letters to women in prison. He was actually living with another woman that I didn't even know about. Needless to say, that red flag was there when his dad leaned over and whispered to me, "You need to have your head examined for dating my son." The red flag was there, and I flat out ignored it. So, in some area of your life, personal or professional, when have you recently felt a doubt creep in, but you ignored it? And then the second part of this exercise, how can you apply what you've learned today? What kind of policy can you create so that as you're fulfilling your life's purpose out there in the world, you can be sure that this kind of thing won't affect you? There's always a hidden message behind doubt, something your instincts or a guardian angel in an elevator is trying to tell you. When these doubts creep in, and remember, doubt is a negative energy that's asking you to flip over to a positive energy. So when you're feeling doubt, you can flip over to clarity or wisdom or simply align with your inner knowingness. And if you stay aligned with these positive energies, you can create a positive outcome in spite of anything that's happening around you, seen or unseen. Remember, all that's required of you is a shift in frequency, a shift to the positive energies, because your choice of frequency can change the course of your journey. Well, I hope this helps you as you're using the powers of alchemy to transform challenges and obstacles into positive new successes. But if you still can't get your head around what's got you stuck, you can tell me about it. You can leave a question here, or if you're someone who has the audacity, the willingness to take bold risks to transform challenges into success, you can find out more about our events at successcircleworkshops.com. This is where you can learn more about the audacity of alchemy and how to unlock your hidden power. You'll get a personalized interactive roadmap that's custom designed to get you unstuck by unlocking your hidden power to create big, magical changes. Alchemy. You'll learn to solve problems, dissolve barriers, and bring success to you. So don't wait. Go to successcircleworkshops.com and get your personalized Alchemy Matrix package right now. And here's what you'll get: a full color workbook filled with hands on exercises to inspire your creative energies, membership in your very own success circle for high level masterminding and networking, your very own customized Alchemy Matrix to unlock your hidden power and bring success to you, and your very own personal Unstuckologist. Remember, the Alchemy Matrix is the only tool of its kind, and it's only available here. So if you're ready to approach your life's challenges with audacity, and if you're ready to finally banish frustration, indecision, and a negative spiral that can come about because of doubts, if you're ready to watch success materialize right before your eyes, then don't settle for another minute of ordinary. Go to successcircleworkshops.com and get your personalized Alchemy Matrix package now and watch the magic start to happen. Thank you for joining me today, and I'm wishing you a life filled with all the alchemy you need to bring success to you. Feel free to share this video with anyone you know who's feeling stuck, and I look forward to seeing you in one of our upcoming success circles. You can find out more at successcircleworkshops.com.